Hey, everybody. Thanks for finding me. You're here for a reason. I'm here to share what I am sharing with you because I've been there. And it's something that keeps reoccurring in my life for me to be able to speak up and express ideas, experiences, and then tools, tricks, coping mechanisms, understandings, whatever it may be, okay? A little bit of everything. So, the topic is being a highly sensitive person or being an empath. Really, I don't know much about why they're different because to me, they're pretty much the same. And I didn't realize what it was until I think I was in my 30s, okay, and I just turned 40. So here's what you need to know, right? The label isn't important. Okay, we all are super unique and we all have special skills. And just depending on based on what our life experiences have been, kind of guides us into becoming more opened up or more closed off to others. Okay, and so really, what is a highly sensitive person? What is a person that is an empath? Yeah, pretty much it means that in in a lot of different situations, you become the energetic sponge, okay? So you pick up on and absorb other people's emotions. So you can walk into a room that people are arguing. It doesn't matter if you know them or don't know them. And if you do know them, it's going to be more emotionally charged and personal. And you're going to take on that energy almost like the density of the argument, the density of frustration that others are having gets attached to you and absorbed into your little sponge cells, okay? And so people that are sensitive that way can also take on the energy of what they're seeing and watching on TV and in real life, whether they're attached to it in a personal way or not. You can take on the emotions of the music that you're listening to, as well as the energy. Really, it's important that you learn to pay attention to yourself and your energy because after being in situations where you begin to absorb other energy that is not your own, it becomes exhausting. Even when you're like, oh, I'm doing such great things helping them, I can handle this. Well, make sure, well, actually, if that is who you are, because that has been who I have been multiple times in my life where I give, then I'm empty, I absorb the negativity, and then I'm exhausted and tapped, okay? So I've had to learn how to, number one, have an equal energy exchange, which means that I share at a level that the person is willing to accept it. Therefore, they have the gratitude and openness when accepting it. If I overshare, it's over bombarding them and it is more like an energetic dump. Okay, so there's one tip. Another tip would be if I know there's a situation that triggers me, or maybe a busy store is something that gets me very overwhelmed feeling and feeling anxious, and then like I feel a little bit, oh, I gotta get out of here, or I'm getting annoyed or frustrated or even tired, right? My energy is kind of being tapped. Let's call it that, okay? I learned to create a protection barrier. I call it a bubble, okay? And so I now do it visually within my mind and mentally and energetically. And I can do it very quickly, but there certainly was a process that I followed to learn how to do so. Okay. I would clap my hands until I felt like the energy almost like static and form the ball all around myself with my hands. Kind of imagine yourself in a snow globe. And inside of that snow globe, okay, you would bring all of your favorite colors in and the sounds that are the most soothing to you, right? So for me, it's rain and a stream or the lake sound, right? Those are the sounds you bring in to that bubble. You bring in photos of your loved ones that make you feel good. You can bring words on sticky notes. I used to do this all the time to remind you of where to bring your energy. You could put affirmations, and affirmations like, I am protected, I am strong, I am responsible for my own energy. Okay? AKA not anybody else's, AKA not going to dump my energy out or allow them to tap me or to share my energy where it doesn't need it. Okay? So, what also is really, really helpful is using crystals. Okay? And I always have this one usually on my neck, but I do change them out. Sometimes I wear more than one. Okay? This is a crystal point, and actually this is a Lemurian seed. And so I sit with that and I pray with that and I hold on to that. Or I say mantras or decrees with it to be able to hold that frequency. And that's what crystals do for you. They hold the frequency. They're automatically high vibed and programmed. They're from the earth, and they allow the vibration of the stone, also based on the frequency and the hertz of the color, emotion, and chakra that they connect with. I know it's kind of a lot. They bring that to you and they hold that. Okay, so this clear Lemurian seed quartz that I have on, it is programmed for me to stay in who I am, for me to remember me and my power, and to be honest and truthful with myself, and not have any fear at all, to have my purpose, right? So I always have this one with me. Now I could choose maybe a blue one if I'm struggling with not carrying other people's shit on my shoulders, and that's connected to your throat chakra. And blue is the color that represents that. And so if I want to be able to speak clearly and not take on others' energies and be able to say no without feeling guilty and be able to speak up for what I really feel and not carry that burden, blue is a beautiful choice. Okay? And it also allows you to have courage. So blue stones would be fantastic. And so, of course, there's a color for each chakra, and I'll do a different video for that. And there's different stones for each of them. And they work on different emotions and holding on to the positive emotion and moving out the negative emotion. So it's really transmuting the energy. So if you imagine, my kids have these like little dinosaur eggs. They're just like hard sand that they chisel at, and inside of them are stones. You can buy them, or like it looks like a little coffin sometimes. And they think they're being archaeologists, and they chisel and chip away at it. And inside is maybe a shark tooth or a crystal or some type of a surprise. Okay, if you imagine that as a very dense physical item, if you imagine the complete opposite of that, which is something that flows, is free, could be like air or water, has movement in it, or light, right? You can't capture it the same. If you were to imagine to blaze and just like intently put energy that is lighter, love, music, water, air on it, you start to disperse the particles to make movement and to make it less dense, aka lighter. And when you're thinking of light, wherever you shine a light, the darkness is gone. Darkness no longer exists where you shine the light on it. And so the same thing is when you're talking about the weight of something. Heavy thoughts versus light thoughts. Things that get stuck versus things that move. Ideas that are programmed in your mind that are shit thinking and does no good for you, it's better to move them out. So you could use crystals for that. You can use thoughts for that, visualization techniques for that, essential oils for that. And all of those things hold frequency. There's science to all of this, by the way, that will help the positive part of it stay and stick as long as you focus on that, right? So if you put your intention and positive energy on those things, then getting sucked down into the negativity or into the news or into other people's drama or bullshit or stuff you don't have control over is the best idea, okay? So right now, what I have been experiencing with myself and others is that we're kind of limited on what we can do. And what we once attached ourselves to in our energy, it's limited. Like if you're a person that likes to go exercise in a dance class, you can't do it now. So are you still a dancer? Well, if you want to dance and it brings you joy and it makes you light and not focused on you not being able to dance with your friends in a dance class, the best choice for your highest self and highest desire would be to dance, because you're still a dancer. Why are you a dancer? Because it brings you joy. But the label in the class doesn't mean shit. Okay? However, we've all been programmed, because it was the norm at one time, that whatever it is we're doing, we become it, and it limits us. Because we're not just those things. We're way beyond that. We have an infinite number of possibilities. You just have to choose, as well as I do. You have to choose where to use your energy that will give you the joy, that will give you the freedom, that will allow light and love to be within, that will transmute the density, the darkness, the harsh bullshit that our ego tries to play us out, and change your habits so that it becomes you at your highest form, at your happiest moments. Stop playing the old script. Just don't do it. Okay? So, in ancient times, okay, the shamans, the natives use sage, smoke, and Palo Santo to clear the energy. I use essential oils to do so because I live in a townhome, and so the smoke is a lot here. And it's winter, and so I don't want to open up all the windows. However, opening the windows still will help clean the energy of things. Shoving your face out your window in the car and allowing everything to just be blown away out of your mind, right? Imagine sticking your head out of your car window and you're driving. Well, you're not driving. Whoopsie-doo. Okay, you're the passenger. Somebody else is driving. Your head is out the window. And everything that's stuck in your mind, all your worries, all your fears, all your pain, all your sadness, all of that grief, guilt, shame, whatever is confusion, is blown away with the air, okay? If you visualize that peeling back from you and cleaning out who you are, that's an energetic clearing technique right there. That's magic. And every single person is capable of doing that with just your own mind. And once you learn these things, it becomes your bag of tricks. You know, I use oils to help move the BS thinking and affirmations and positive affirmations to replace them, because I like words, and words are powerful. Words are spells. You spell words, words are actually spells, okay? So you have to watch what you speak, or you have to watch, yes. However, you also have to speak in a way that is of your purest form of love and light. Don't speak the dense negativity to yourself. don't even speak it out loud. And if you do speak that way, a little trick is like when you're like, oh, nah, shit, I just said that. Cancel, clear. Cancel, clear, cancel, clear, delete. And it sucks it up, tosses it away. Okay? So, my next little piece for tonight, and then I'm going to upload this, is being a giver and then the takers being takers. Okay? Most of you that are probably listening to this are already the giver. You're already the helper. You're already the person that tries to lead the people down the right path. You've already probably had hardships. Therefore, you have a way of understanding and having compassion for other people because you already know how it sucks. And you already can imagine how they're feeling. That's part of being an empath, right? You feel it for them, okay? You cannot feel something for somebody else. It's not good for you and it's not good for them. You can comprehend it. You can empathize, sympathize, be compassionate for it, know it. However, don't take it on for yourself. Learn to squeeze out that sponge when you're done having a deep conversation about heavy stuff with your friends or your family. You rinse it out, you clear it out, or it stays stuck, okay? Or you will become diseased, dis-ease, meaning uneasy, meaning sick, meaning ill, meaning problems, okay? You don't want that. So when you're having these moments with people, because all of you are, which is why you're in the situation where you're probably a little bit overwhelmed right now, or you're at least sensing it as the collective. And I mean collective, I mean the world, I mean everybody around, right? People you know, people you don't know. You just feel it. Things feel different now. You have the gift of feeling of somebody else's perspective, which makes you a really good person, okay? Which makes you more vulnerable at times. And being vulnerable in a space or with a person that you trust is actually having huge courage, even if you don't trust them, but you trust yourself. You use discernment on the things that you want to share, or that little tickle, or that little thing where you're like, oh, I really wish I could say it. Don't let anybody or anything else fear that. Put the fear in it. Don't do that. Don't let that even happen. That's a waste. That thing that you wanted to say, as long as it's out of like goodness and you know your intent the best. And I'm going to tell you right now, I got a bullshit meter for people's intents. I would rather them just be blunt and straight to it rather than me having to be like, I know what you're saying, but I know what you're not saying too. Okay? So if you have that BS meter, you know, it doesn't mean that they're not trying to be honest with you. It means they're not comfortable with being honest. It means that they're not sure of themselves, okay? So be gentle on both sides of it. But my point is, when you're going to share those things, make sure that that person you're sharing them with, you're trying to help, is also going to be there for you. And if you're not sure about it, ask them. Hey, this takes a, and be real about it. Hey, honor it. Honor it. Honor the communication, honor the relationship, honor the energy, honor it. Hey, I love you, you're my friend. This type of stuff is so exhausting to me. Okay? And I know you do it for me sometimes when I vent and I listen and you help me sort through my problems, and I'm going to do it for you sometimes. And that's our friendship, and that's our equal energy exchange. However, we need to respect the boundaries for each other, and we need to clean ourselves off afterwards because we love each other and we don't want each other's shit sticking to each other's shit. Okay? And that's with your family, that's with your friends, that's with your significant others, whoever. Okay? That's what I got for tonight. That's what I got for tonight. So please subscribe if you're not. If you're into crystal jewelry, I wire wrap. I make crystal stone jewelry. I make jewelry, beaded bracelets. I make jewelry that is specifically for carrying essential oils and has diffusers on it. Just all sorts of stuff. Wire, leather, stretchy, fitted, rock and roll-ons, purse tags. I just do a bunch of stuff. And so you can find me there at Rocks and Symbol Drops on Facebook. So it's Facebook, Rocks and Drops. And then you would like and follow my page. And you could see Sometimes I do card readings on there. Sometimes I do my crystal readings on there, or I do my intuitive life mapping, soul mapping stuff, which is also about manifestation. Just lots of different things. And you can book services if you wanted to do a one-on-one. My pricings and the details are all listed in Rocks and Drops as well. So, again, my name is Jessica Sarah. If I said that, if I didn't say it, you obviously can see my name on the YouTube site. Thank you. And I love you guys. And whatever you're going through, either I have or somehow my energy has touched somebody else that has gone through a similar thing. Because I love a lot of people. A lot of people share stuff with me. And that doesn't make me any more special than you. It just makes this part as my purpose, and I have a passion for it. Okay? And I'm capable. And these are some gifts that I have, and so I'm using them. Okay? Thank you. Have a sweet night. It's a full moon tonight. So let go of what does not serve you. And imagine the life that you want and that you desire, and the feeling that if you were living that life in that center, gushy, juicy spot, you look around, what does it look like? What does it feel like? How does your heart feel? What's new and different with you and with the people around you? What kind of joy do you have? What peace and harmony do you have? Do you feel safe and protected? Okay? Those are the things to bring out on a full moon. And if it doesn't fit that spot, then it's the stuff you definitely need to let go of. Okay? All right. Good night. Sweet dreams, everybody.